Hi, and welcome to episode 48 of Customer Success Rants Musings with myself, Rick Adams from practicalcsm.com. Great to have you with me. Thank you very much indeed. And today's title for our rant is Tips for Great Storytelling. Now, I like a good story. I'm an avid reader. I read every night. I read all the time in the day for my work as well, but I read for pleasure at night. I have done since I was a small child. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but the point is that whether or not you read, everybody, especially, I mean, from children onwards, we all love a good story. Okay, whether that's gossip around the coffee machine, or whether that was when we were a child being tucked up in bed. Yeah, can you read me a story? You know, stories are just part of human beings' existence, and we're social animals. It is how we transfer knowledge, and it goes right back to those real sort of sociological basis of society. A good storyteller is a good influencer. Okay, a good storyteller is a good influencer. Why is that important? Well, because we want to influence our customer stakeholders. We want to help them to understand what the situation really is, what the options really are, and why they ought to go for the option that we're recommending they go for. Okay, so to do that, we need to be able to explain very well and make things make things vivid for them. So okay, tips for great storytelling. So hopefully we've covered why bother there. I've just been sort of discussing that. The whole point is we want to influence people, and I'm using customer stakeholders as an example. Of course, could equally be internal. It could be a third party, or it could be something that is not work related, and it all comes to the same thing. So if you think about a really good book, a successful book, it will tend to have the following things. It'll have some kind of challenge, an inspirational challenge that's not absolutely ridiculous that it couldn't possibly happen. It's got to be believable within the context of the book. So a challenge. And it's an inspirational one. It's one that, yeah, that's great. If we did that, that'd be amazing. We have to have a hero. We have to have someone who's got the challenge, someone who's got a problem right now that needs this resolution. There needs to be some negative outcomes if they do not rise to this challenge. So there needs to be some tension, some reason why it's important to bother. Otherwise, let's just go to bed. Okay, and stay there. We've got to get up and do stuff because of this negative situation if we're unsuccessful. And then what will happen, of course, is the hero will undergo a journey across a range of sort of happenstances that are going to be difficult to overcome, and we're going to need to describe those difficulties in order to rise to the challenge and therefore get the positive outcomes, which we can then celebrate. So let me give you an example. Right, Lord of the Rings, is there a challenge that is inspirational yet believable? Yeah. Yep, there's this ring. It needs to be taken all the way across the entire country, climb up a mountain and throw it into a fire. Okay. Huge challenge. Very, very difficult because you're going to be chased by a whole load of nasty people. Is there a hero? Yep. So we've got, what was he? Frodo, was he Baggins or Bilbo? I forget which one. Frodo. Frodo Baggins is our hero. And he's the one that is going on this journey, and he's got his friends and helpers with him, by the way. And by the way, we are not, as the CSM, we are not the hero. The customer is the hero. We are more like one of his team, one of his helpers. So for example, we might identify with Gandalf, for example, as helping Frodo on his journey. Or Sam, you like the faithful servant, helping him on his journey. We're going to come across various different situations on the journey that are difficult to overcome. We're going to describe those, and we're going to explain how we're going to overcome them, and then we're going to finally throw the ring into the lake of fire, whatever it is, and go home. And then when we're home, we can all be sitting back, smoking our pipes and looking at our wonderful gardens and having lovely parties with our friends and all the rest of the things that the people in the Shire seem to like to do. So that's a perfect example of an absolute classic way that a story works. we need to do the same thing. We need to explain, well, look, this is the challenge that you've got, and that's the challenge that they've told us of the we want to, our business is like this, we want it to be like that. Okay, so you need to tell that back to them and say, well, like, you're the one that's going to need to do this, and if you don't do it, well, then the circumstances are that you're not going to meet those outcome requirements. You're not going to hit your targets. You're not going to be praised by your superiors, and in fact, frankly, things are going to be difficult. And it's not going to be easy to do, because we're going to need to do this, we're going to need to do this, we're going to need to do this. Okay, but we can do it, and we can set out together with a plan to overcome all these difficulties. And I can help you, because I've done this before with multiple customers. And then when we get there, we will be able to achieve this result. And then what we'll see is that you will meet your target, and you will be doing this, and you will be doing that, and we will be celebrating together. So that's the storytelling. The ability to take somebody along with us so that they understand, why am I bothering? What are the issues going to be? What will happen if I don't do it? And what will happen if we are successful, if we do it? And we want to try and make it as vivid as possible. So there we go, a little bit about storytelling, how to put together a story, and then think about that in terms of the order in which you want to explain things to your customers. I hope you found that useful. This is myself, Rick Adams from practicalcsm.com, saying thank you for watching and listening on this occasion, and I look forward to the next Rants and Musings, which will be out very shortly. Thank you.